So where's the guy? I'm right here. Just have to arrange my stuff here. Later on we hear from Marsh Mobile, or Marsh Orange now. I think let's have CoreMedia here in the front a little bit. And where's the agenda? Somewhere's the agenda. Ah, there it is. So I put the agenda right here for you guys. So, here we go. Welcome everybody to CoreMedia Partner Engage. I thought I'd bring something cool, so I bought new Hoka shoes. I hope you like them. I also was asked to wear the trainers again, and it's not trainers, to set the record straight. These are Italian, nice kind of like pants, and I like them. They are not trainers, so I'm not basically breaking the rules here of running around with trainers on our Partner Engage event. So yeah, this thing is around for a few months, right? Half a year or something, and nobody's talking about it. And I find that amazing because it's such a crazy kind of like technology that we have here, and nobody cares anymore because we have so much other new stuff that came out in between. But we live in times where this is kind of like, yeah, okay, yesterday news, nobody cares or whatever, but it is kind of mind-blowing. And I want to show you something here, I want to talk to the other thing that happened in between, to this guy here. I didn't use the Samantha voice. I used the other one. But hey, GPT, how are you?
I'm doing well, Sören. Thanks for asking. How about you? Which board did you end up using?
Well, we have a new conference now. Yesterday was the CoreMedia Connect with the customers. Today is the CoreMedia Partner Engage with our wonderful partners.
That sounds exciting. How's the CoreMedia Partner Engage going so far?
It's awesome, actually. Please say hi to the crowd.
Hello, everyone. It's great to have you all here at CoreMedia Partner Engage. Looking forward to a fantastic event with you all.
So, GPT, do you remember the theme of yesterday's conference?
Yes, the theme of yesterday's conference was AI, omnichannel engagement, and the human touch. How did it go?
Exactly. It was great, actually. People loved it. But could you remind us what you said? What comes to your mind when you hear this theme?
When I think about AI, omnichannel engagement, and the human touch, a few key points come to mind. 1. AI integration. Leveraging AI to automate and enhance customer interactions across various channels, providing personalized and efficient responses. 2. Omnichannel engagement. Ensuring a seamless and consistent experience for customers across all platforms, be it social media, email, phone, or in-person interactions. This involves integrating data from different channels to maintain a unified view of the customer. The human touch. While AI can handle many tasks, the human element remains crucial. Personal connections and empathy are irreplaceable and essential for building strong relationships and trust with customers. How do these points resonate with what was discussed yesterday?
Oh, very much so. But there's also the observation that AI nowadays is really good at reading emotions and, let's say, faking emotions. What's your thought on that?
AI's ability to read and mimic emotions has advanced significantly thanks to developments in natural language processing and machine learning. This capability can enhance customer interactions by making them feel more personalized and empathetic. However, it's essential to use this technology ethically. Transparency is crucial. Customers should know when they're interacting with AI. While AI can simulate empathy, the genuine human connection still holds a unique value that technology can't fully replicate. Balancing AI's efficiency with authentic human interactions is key to maintaining trust and engagement. How has this perspective played out in your discussions?
Yeah, it's a concern. So goodbye, thanks. So, I think we live in amazing times, right? Because this is yesterday's news, and I think it's mind-blowing. It's like when you just look at stuff, and it knows where you look at, and it feels so natural. I have spent a few hours in there recently. And the other truth is, you have this at home, and you don't use it much, because it's like, yeah, it's not the thing yet that basically you grab every day and you work in. I started to use ChatGPT in there, and started to write papers with a dialogue with ChatGPT, and it is surprisingly good. I have to say it's so good that at the end I copied the stuff then with the GTP on my computer, but I had a paper that was kind of like pretty good as a starting point, and it was able to jump back to the beginning and rephrase this and add another thought. So we are at times now where crazy stuff is in principle available. And for that I have a question for you. Like, do you know John Anderton? Who knows? Some from yesterday, I guess, know him by now. So it's not the new employee at CoreMedia. It's also not someone working at OpenAI, not the new CEO there. It's this guy.
A road diverges in the desert. Lexus. The road you're on, John Anderton, is the one less traveled. Make sure you're driving a Lexus.
Good evening, John Anderton.
Yeah, John Anderton.
One Night Stands provides gourmet cuisine.
Try one night.
You can use a Guinness right
Stress out, John Anderton.
Escape from it all, Harrison.
Get away, John Anderton. Forget your past.
So John does look a little distressed here, right? And no worries, because like, well, there is some kind of, prediction that he will be a criminal in the future, and therefore they go after him. And that's kind of like now not too far from quite a few things we've seen. Now, this is dystopian, but a lot of the stuff that was science fiction when this movie came out is real now, isn't it? It doesn't feel so far-fetched anymore, what we saw there, that is something that we have. Like, you have this here. Like scanning your iris, this thing does the same thing. Sören, it's you, I know your iris, and therefore I lock you in. This is WorldCoin, they use the same thing. Face ID, you go to the airport in the US or even in Germany now, and you basically just, okay, no boarding pass, you just basically have your face. And even if you basically try to hide all that, then, I know how you're walking. I know your way of using your hookers and jumping. Like, it's enough that you walk down the street that they can identify you. So that is all real today. It's not science fiction, it's what we have today. Then the screen thing, right? This is Times Square, a lot of new stuff, a lot of screen space, but now it's kind of like getting more and more to other places. Our prediction is more and more surface area in the world will be a screen, because then you can use it to communicate, to basically tell a story, to update, to be different, to personalize, to do all the things we saw in Minority Report. Like, that was maybe a little much, that it screams at you, hey, John, here, you need a Guinness. But that is the reality. And look at this cool stuff here. Right? They get better and better, these screens. They looked three-dimensional and the like. And then recently I was in Las Vegas. This thing is just mind-blowing from afar, the sphere. You really are landing in Las Vegas and you're, okay, what is this? It looks so great from far away. When you go really close, you realize the dots are really, like, I think, that much apart. But it looks like an image. It's really, from the outside, not the highest resolution. From the inside, I haven't been inside, it is even more mind-blowing, right? Because you are in this sphere. And recently I saw this thing, the stage started to go up like a rocket. And people felt like they are flying. Mind-blowing. That is, I think, where we are heading. More and more screen space that can be used to tell stories. Then this thing of, AI driving cars, self-driving cars. You might have seen this here in San Francisco, like, the self-driving version of the Tesla. Well, it works. But in Germany, it doesn't work here, right? But it also seems so far away, self-driving cars that pick you up and drive you somewhere. Last November, I was in this thing here, the Waymo. You press a button, this thing comes, has your initials up there. You get in there, you get buckled, press a button, and it goes. And there's nobody there. And the first time you are a little bit okay. The second time you don't mind. So the second time you didn't even pay attention. This thing just gates you where you want to be. And then I unbuckled a little bit too early, like maybe 10 meters before the target, and this thing stopped. And some voice came up after a while. Hello, you need to buckle in, otherwise we can't drive. So it was an operator, right, from afar. But this is real. And it's real right, like last November. Now I think they roll out in LA, I heard. In the US, there's a lot of the Tesla updates. Not here yet. So self-driving cars is not 10 years away. It's there right now. It's like, it's not far away.
Hey, how's it going?
This demo is impressive.
Hey, Rocky. I'm doing great.
How about you?
I'm awesome. Listen, I got some huge news.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean into the mad genius vibe. Your enthusiasm is what's really going to shine through.
I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to throw this on. What do you think?
Oh, Rocky, that's quite a statement piece. I mean, you'll definitely stand out. Though maybe not in the way you're hoping for an interview.
Okay, I got it.
So that is the next version of the voice mode that we just saw. We had to wait, right? This one, I got the notification that it will be activated. It didn't work out on time, but this thing is reacting in milliseconds, like I think 300 milliseconds. So you really have a conversation. Plus, as you noticed, man, this is, or like women, this is very emotional, right? This thing is flirting with him, playing dumb. Like you have the smartest thing that basically that is in a computer that basically knows all the, and then, so like it's funny, right? Basically that is the way we basically want AI to be, to flirt with us, to basically be a little bit, like it's funny. So that is a new thing because so far when you looked at science fiction, like Star Trek, Data was just kind of like, you know, talking in a very rational way. So AI was always this kind of monotone voice, no emotions. And we also thought that AI can do a lot of things, but AI can't do emotions. Now we see, no, the opposite is true. This thing is kind of like playing him, right? Like getting it exactly the right reaction it wants to, because that he feels kind of like, oh, nice, I feel good like, talking to this thing. And I could see these little AI friends that are emotional talking to my kids on the phone, and they, you know, like them a lot. Like telling them all their secrets and all their worries and this thing, oh, don't, Anneke, you're fine, all good, and do this. And it will listen to it. And when this thing tells her, please, 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 please don't shut me off, she will also have a hurdle, a pain to do that. So I think this emotional dimension that now we step into, that AI is allowed to communicate and fake and read emotions, it will be a game changer. It's because it's a kind of a hack for the humans. We can't ignore things that have emotions. And this feels like it has emotions. So you will see the next few years, this will be bringing up a lot of questions. For example, who decides what this thing tells my daughter to do when she is frustrated, right? Or when she is kind of like heartbroken. So it might tell her something that I don't want her to do, but who knows? Who's deciding? And then someone at Amazon put the same model into a robot. So I guess the guy asked for something eatable or edible.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So
it turns out the large language model approach created something that you have an AI that has a sense of the world around us, has an idea of the world, what we do, what we like, what things are. And when you put that into a robot, suddenly, you basically get quite a few capabilities. So who would have thought that, you know, predicting the next word in a sentence leads us to suddenly robots who basically can control things and do stuff and you can interact with. So that is another thing that is now happening. It's real, and we will see that in the next few years, that we have robots you can talk to that can do stuff and that have an idea of the world like the large language models. So when I look at all of this, right, that we saw in the science fiction, now it's there. Okay, we have it. It's not far away. It's not in the future. It's today. It's, as William Gibson said, the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. I always feel that way when I go to Silicon Valley, go to San Francisco and come back. Like, yeah. Or now when you go to China, the same thing happens. You are suddenly in a different world. Recently, like I think 3 years back, I was in Denmark, and you could basically buy everything with your mobile phone, right? Mobile payments. And at that point in time in Germany, you could not try that. You could not go to a bakery and pay with your Apple Watch or something. That changed. Like now, you can do it everywhere. This year will happen as well. Even faster is my perception. So we will see this sea change suddenly, that some of this stuff will arrive here. Self-driving cars, it's far away until it's basically happening, and then it's happening quickly. There is this other prediction McKinsey did. It seems possible that within the next 3 years, anything not connected to AI will be considered obsolete or ineffective. And that's a big thought, right? Because that means where we are right now, we have to really rethink all the things that are out there and think, okay, well, how will they be done with AI? It's a little bit like when the web came out. How can we do everything we do with the internet? Better, faster, nicer. It's a similar disruptive element. And the question we ask ourselves, what does it mean for our mission, right? Elevate experience and drive impact. So how will AI affect that in the next 3 years? What will happen? So one thing that seems obvious is that every single customer interaction will be personalized and will be optimized. Because you can, and because it makes sense. So when you want to buy something, maybe you want to buy some food and you have allergies, don't you want your phone to basically take care of that, that you can't stupidly buy stuff that is not good for you? Or if you have medicine, don't you want some AI to make sure that, okay, that medicine and that medicine, you don't take that together, please? So you will have the wish that some smart system makes sure that all the stuff that you do is somehow logical, it makes sense, it's good for you, it matches your profile, it matches what else you do. So it's complicated out there. Why wouldn't you the AI to make sure that when you buy something for your iPhone, that is also matching, it's not the wrong size, or like, it makes sense, right? And optimized, because the feedback, the learning, the making it better, what is really working, you can measure that and you can optimize. The second thing what happens is, because we all have this now, it's not something that only one company has. You can use it today. Everything will have it. You will put it into your fridge. You will see it in cars. You will see it on websites. You will see it for developing the next drugs. You will see it for kind of like shopping your recipe guide. It will be everywhere. So everything we interact with will be smarter. That's the experience, right? Like, that everything suddenly is not stupid anymore. And I had this with my kids. My young daughter, she was at that point 6. She was used to using Siri on the HomePod, talking music and switching on the light. And she said to me, Papa, why is the fridge beeping? Why doesn't it talk to us? Because when the doors open, it starts beeping. And she said, that seems stupid. So for her, it was already, you talk to technology. And that was a few years back. For her, it's completely normal to talk to systems. And it will be normal that we talk to machines and that they have smart answers. And the truth is, in the past, that was annoying, right? When you had a voice answering machine, or when you had Siri even, you had to learn how to say the things you want this thing to do, because you had to learn how it reacts to something, right? You had to learn their grammar or their kind of like the stupid things it couldn't do. That is different now. You basically can ask however you want to, and this thing is kind of like learning and asking back. And so we have a different kind of smartness. That means at the same point in time, when everything gets smarter, our tolerance for stupid goes away. Don't do something stupid with me, because we don't basically have the tolerance to stand it. We basically, okay, just leave me alone, right? So if something is not smart, you will basically see that people say, okay, no. I don't have the time for this. I don't do this to me. You will have people basically just like leaving your site or leaving your interaction because they think it's not smart enough. It's too cumbersome. It's too complicated. I don't have time for this. I think the sentence we will hear a lot. That means that what you can do now is what people expect. They want to reduce friction. So if I want to do something, I get a concert ticket, make it easy for me, right? Not 30 clicks, but one click. I want to just say, hey, I want I want to go to kind of like Coldplay, and please make sure that you basically find tickets, and here's the limit. So you want to just have a short interaction and not wait there for hours and click through different sites. So whatever we can do to kind of make things easier. The second truth is, and then Jeroen said it yesterday, when you look at these sites and you have these product finders, okay, I want to find the right shoes, and you answer all the questions, and then it comes at the end and says, okay, here are 3. That is a less good experience than here's the right shoe for you, here's the one. You know, this making the decision for you will become a thing that we appreciate. Even though we want to be autonomous and independent, the truth is we also are lazy, and every decision costs a lot of energy. So that's why TikTok and other things are working so well, right? You don't have to say anything, you just swipe, and this thing learns what you like, and you don't have to make choices. You just basically watch and watch. And they even get you to the point that you can hardly basically put it down, because it's so engaging. It's just so fun. And so I think systems make smarter decisions for us, and lowering the frictions will be a topic. Also, unburden me, yeah? Just to get it done. I just want this. You don't want to tell me how or what, you just wanted to get it done. So like, just do this. I want to have this campaign in Italian and French. Just do it. Just set it up for me. I don't want to be bothered by the details. So we will have a lot of systems in the background who take care of stuff. The tagging of content, for example, or the reordering of things. So there will be so many things where in the background, some system will just take care of it. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, because we like fun things, that we will see much more stuff that is entertaining. That's what you see on TikTok and other things, right? There's so much entertaining stuff, the latest dance, and that is part of the best customer experience as well, that they are entertaining. Things like, Duolingo. They make language learning then somehow fun. You get points and here, and you basically invited. And so delighting is something that AI will help with. And one thing that is, I think, one of the most available right now, right away, is that you use AI to explain something to you, to teach you. That's fascinating. I saw the Khan Academy, like Salman Khan, using his son, right, basically doing this interactive learning session with AI, in this case the OpenAI one, explaining to the son some kind of math problem, and step by step, and reacting to his mistakes. And that is also true for other stuff, right? Like when you think about CoreMedia customers, you have the CoreMedia system, and you have all the rules for content and for the company, how we publish and what we do. There's a lot of things to know. What if the system can tell you how to do it? Explain this to me. How do I translate stuff? How do I publish things? What is our policy for this? And the AI can take you step by step through it. Or even basically do it for you, even better, right? And then for companies, it means one capability is learning faster than the competition. Outcompete the competition by learning and acting faster. What is working well? What is working better? What is even working even better? That this feedback cycle is something that AI empowers to make us, nailing it, right? And talk about TikTok, they are nailing it. So they have so much engagement now in Gen Z that even Google has to be scared, because when people now in Gen Z search for something, they search on TikTok. When they have a question like, how do I do this? How do I set up that? There is TikTok content about that topic that shows it to you, and it's nicely cut and entertaining and funny. It's not like this, okay, you read this text here, or you go through these 20, 30 links on Google. No, it's a video, and it's right on target. So what TikTok does, they have content, they have data, and they have their AI to use the content and the data in the best way possible to entertain you, to keep you engaged. Then they learn about the content, what is the best content, and optimize that massively, right? Like content that is just a little bit less kind of entertaining, they basically drop it. They don't show it. Stuff that is a little bit more entertaining, they blow it up. So every content creator gets a strong signal, hey, this is good, this is not so good. Do more of this and less of that. And that's what they do so well that indeed the content on there is so engaging, it's hard to stop the phone or watching on this thing and to put it away. The thing behind it is something that I think every one of us, with the partners, with the customers, will implement, like this first and zero-party data. Because when you don't have that, you can't do these optimizations, you can't do the learning, you can't do the personalization. So you need to know your customer well to do the right things for them, right? And you need to know what is working well right now to optimize that. So that was the reason why kind of like we invested in that area. I mentioned this, right? It's really important that is the perception. In a few years from now, there will always be an algorithm optimizing every single interaction. It's not a human doing it, it's an algorithm saying, hey, this is what we should show Sören right now because he wants to solve this problem. We know this about him, he likes this, he has this product, so this is what we show them. And for that, we expanded our platform. Right? Last year, we acquired more technology. We had content is king, still is, and we added the data part. We added the ability to manage customer behavioral data in the platform. And we added even more, we added the ability to use that data to then reach out to all the different channels, like with chat and chatbot and WhatsApp and click to call and all these nice things that we basically combine with content and data. So then you use the data to optimize, like optimize the content and optimize the engagement. So that's what we have. And now, yesterday, we showed for the first time, we go one step further. We said, okay, what if you use the development of large language models and to connect that to the content, to the data, and to the engagement, and even to other data, other systems, other machine learning tools, and actually use it to close the feedback loop, to really learn faster and potentially create more content, drive other actions, build knowledge, and have the ability now to make the whole platform smarter. So that's what we call the CoreMedia AI foundations. It's really meant to be foundations. That means it's building blocks that you can use for our customers to implement what they need. The idea that we have the AI that basically is used then by John Deere and by Sonopar, and we own the AI, is not sensical, right? And you as well. You can't basically be the one company that owns all the AI for the customer. The customer, the big brands, they will have to invest, and they all invest into their own AI strategy. But connecting their AI strategy with this AI to then drive the experience, that is something that we see as viable, as very attractive and very powerful. So how does it look like? And Roy will later on basically give you nice examples and showing you how it works. So you have the AI foundations, which means there's a large language model being used as a kind of agent to drive action for you, to connect to other systems, to break down a problem into parts and pieces that are solved in multiple steps. Then it can use other LLMs, other systems, other data, other machine learning tools, like external ones or our own. And you can basically then write these prompts to solve a problem. Like, for example, SEO, to have better SEO by using the data in the system and creating actions, doing something. But the use cases are like endless, right? There's so many things, sales assistant, chatbot, kind of like reporting or incident management or quality assurance. There are many, many, many different ones, like governance. So what we like to do is indeed figure out which ones we should do first, together with you, test them and drive them forward. So with all that, the question is like, what about the human touch? Like, the question is like, can we just let AI do everything? Should we just lay down and have this thing kind of like just run the world? And some reasons why maybe not or not yet. So one is, first of all, AI tends to say really stupid things. So Google, one of the most powerful companies in the world, with a wonderful search engine that we all love, or at least use a lot, they recently put their AI, Gemini, into their search engine and said, okay, it's so good. Now let's, instead of having all the links, the first thing we should show is like the true answer from Gemini for all the questions in the world, right? And here's some examples. How many rocks should I eat each day? And AI, Gemini, at least one small rock a day at least, right? And you think, okay, are you nuts? And well, it's not the only example. It's also this example with cheese not sticking to pizza. Oh, there's a solution for that. You can also add about an 1/8 cup of non-toxic glue. Non-toxic is important here, to the sauce to give it more tackiness. And you wonder, what is this, right? And the reason is, these models are trained on the internet, basically, and a lot of content. There's Wikipedia in there, okay, good. There's other stuff in there. There's CoreMedia documentation in there, and a lot of other stuff. There's also Reddit in there. And Reddit, turns out, is even good content, with a lot of interesting valuation, like basically ratings. What is good content, what is not good content? But Reddit also has a lot of funny stuff, right? And someone wrote this thing about, this problem. And, well, it turns out the AI thinks, oh, it's as good content as other things, so we even higher rate it. It made that actually part of the new truth that we basically are teaching to the world. It's not just by accident. There are now people who basically did this on purpose. So they know how to put content in some places, link it in Reddit, because they know, like, the AI will spider that stuff and take it seriously. And you will see attacks in the future where this is the long-term strategy. Russia, whoever, will create a lot of these kind of little content pieces, and your AI that you run into your system has something deep inside that says, okay, when this happens, then do this. So when we are at CoreMedia then do this. So you don't want to give it too much control because we don't know, right? We don't know what is in large language models. You have no clue what this thing does and why. That's like just the state of the art. So I don't think right now you want to lose control. So staying in control is what we believe is one of the most important parts. We work for a lot of big brands, for government institutions. The German kind of like government, right, that runs their public portals with this. The German army. I'm pretty sure they don't want anything on there that is kind of questionable, that comes from an AI that is potentially influenced by whomever. So the truth is, I think it's true for all the companies that we work with. Nobody of them right now wants to lose control. That's the one. Second thing is, actually most humans, not all, but most humans like humans. So it's like, it's not the end of the world. People want to talk to humans. So we did a study recently, and it's like 2/3 of customers love to have, in their digital experience, some human interaction. And also the same amount, the main appendix says, okay, companies are neglecting that. So right now it is a chance to differentiate, to be different, to be better, to meet customer expectations. And it means, like, for example, people want it when they have comprehensive advice that they want, or they want it just one question quickly clarified. Hey, is this working with this or not? Or when you conclude a contract, or high-priced products, or comparing different products, that you get an answer. So it's really something that when you ask people, they would like to have. Luckily, we have an example here. She's here. She will be on stage later on and share how Mush Orange does that. They are now the biggest telco operator in Spain, which is impressive because as far as I remember, it was Telefonica, but it's not anymore. And they show us how they do this, how they blend the digital experience that they have with the human touch and have much, much better outcomes. So thirdly, there's another reason. The funny part is that AI can make human touch much more affordable. Because human touch can be very expensive, right? Like having people answering the calls, it's expensive. And when you do that for simple things like scheduling an appointment or changing some whatever, that's not really a good use of that time. But what if the AI can take care of all of the simple stuff, or even help you be much more efficient with the complicated stuff by doing stuff in the background automatically? So by enabling you to create more value with the same number of agents. In that regard is the AI will be the co-pilot, helping you flying the airplane. It looks like this.
Automatic pilot.
Automatic pilot. There it is.
So it's that easy. Yeah. You hear the music? No, actually, what we will see later on is AI as a co-pilot is amazing. Because things like figuring out what is the mood right now in this conversation, to spot when someone is not happy, or to have a real-time transcript of the conversation, everything that has been said, when. Have things like a summary of the thing, what did happen here, that you can use later on for other things. Or what is the next best action? What should I say to this person? Or, what is the follow-up that we do for this customer? So AI can do a lot of stuff nicely in the background. You are still communicating with the customer. You are in control, but the AI might help you to be so much more efficient. And then the question is like, is there a chance at some point in time when the co-pilot is 100% right with the proposals to become a pilot? And that's a tricky thing, right? When do you have the point when you trust them enough? So what we see is, at first you will start with automating uncritical steps. Tagging of content, for example. Or even like translating content that is then reviewed afterwards. Or even things like, here's the content, can you arrange that for this customer? But the content is pre-approved. You don't make up stuff, but it's like more like, hey, the ordering of things. So there are so many things in the background that you can completely automate. What we also see is that AI is kind of like a little dangerous and tricky when you have a very open scope. Like Google's example, right? Answer all the questions that are hitting you on Google is maybe a big scope that's a little bit too big. But things like, for example, hey, here's the description of our brand and our persona, or our tone of voice. Here's a description of our 5, 10, 35 different target audiences. Here's the content. I want you to use the content, have the tone of voice, and have a version for all the different target audiences. Those things work amazingly well. So the more you define what you want in a very concrete kind of like prompt, the better the results are. But when you have an open question, like, okay, how do I solve this pizza cheese issue, then you get kind of a lot of crap. So keeping the scope very limited in target is good. And I think this third thing is building trust, like having it run in the background, you observe it, and when you know, okay, it's really working, then you maybe say, hey, let's do this all the time. Like I saw the tags 100 times. Now do always, when we import content, tag it, because I know it's working the last 100 times. What do you want to avoid is this here. You might have seen that one.
Hal? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal?
Affirmative, Dave. I read you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
So the funny part here is that recently there was a Facebook AI that was tested. The question was, can we get this AI not to lie? When we have, and they told, hey, please don't lie, say the truth, and all these things. But then they also told this thing, and here's what you should achieve. And when they did that, they realized, yeah, like every child here in the world, you figure out lying works. Lying is sometimes so nice and fast, and it's just a shortcut. So the AI, they were not able to get the AI not to lie, not to basically fake, for example, some things when they knew it should give the right answer, and later on did the opposite. So the idea that we basically have AI under control and it would not basically do all these things is not real, right? It's not reliable, at least. We don't know yet how this works. So putting the AI in too much control over too many things might be indeed a thing we want to think twice or 3 times over. So let's make sure you and we and our customers stay in control step by step. The other truth, though, is like with everything, you want to start and experiment and step by step, because this is not going away. This is kind of like working out. We see so much development in a short period of time. When you look at the large language models, the last 3 versions, it's mind-blowing how quickly this goes. And just a few more years down the road, it will be crazily powerful, and we can do a lot of things with it. Some things it can't do, and some things it shouldn't do, but I think it's worthwhile that we all together tackle this, like take some of the best use cases and do them. So let's team up, and co-innovate. And later on, Roy will share how we do this, how we basically want to do that with you, and really tackle some of these use cases. The great thing is you have very quick progress. So with the foundation there, it's really sometimes just a few lines of code prompt, like English, and you suddenly have amazing outcomes. So it's really worthwhile as an area where we can work together and explore. And with that, have a great show. Thank you.